Hi, and thanks for joining us on our Psychological Safety in the Online Classroom webinar. We wanted to do some follow-up, and so I'm going to discuss a little bit more of practical examples with regard to challenger safety in an online classroom. For those I didn't meet before, I'm Dr. Josh Morgan, one of the adjunct faculty at LAPU, and also a licensed psychologist. So let's take a look at our Miro board with some concrete examples about challenger safety. We've got it both from the design perspective of how you design things in the classroom, as well as the instructor, how do we actually model some of this kind of behavior. A lot of this has to do, I see, more in process, both for assignment feedback as well as potentially discussion boards and other creative ways of being able to look into things. One example I think we have here of coaching how to challenge, asking questions to elicit critical thinking. Feedback states a different way. Sometimes when we give assignments in rubrics, to discussion posts, to assignments, etc. Sometimes we get focused on the requirements of the assignment itself. Did you hit, in my world, APA style appropriately? Did you address the adequate amount of a lit review? Did you identify a research question? Does it make sense or not? Those are important parts. That's the foundational skills. I think a way of being able to get to this challenger piece and embed more of the critical thinking is augmenting additional questions in there, such as, are you sure this is the best research question? Now, I probably wouldn't frame it quite like that, but being able to also bring our subject matter expertise. In my world, especially as they're building research proposals, often for the very first time, going through the lit review and saying, have you thought about this and this and this? Maybe you met the minimum requirements, and here's how to get further. I think that's a bit of the way of concretely giving feedback that gets them thinking further. Maybe they had 100% on an assignment. What other questions should they be asking? So in assignment feedback, I will often embed additional questions that I would like them to think about. Sometimes students will respond back to me in a course room message, email, etc., answering that question or asking if they needed to answer that question. I respond, no, you don't have to. It's not a core requirement of the class. However, it's meant to get you thinking further. And if you really want to grow and be able to meet and exceed requirements, these are questions you'll want to answer in the context of a lot of these assignments. I think that's kind of a theme in the realm of challenger safety, is less about giving information and asking strategic questions. So when we want to model dissent and disagreement or coaching how to challenge, asking strategic questions back. So if we go back to the design, having discussions, forums where status quo is intentionally challenged. For example, in my research, psychological research course where they're introducing basic ideas, one of the later discussion posts is actually all about challenging the idea of the peer review process. We want peer review, we want scholarly materials, but we include an article there that kind of starts establishing, now where are the flaws in it? Where are the challenges? And actually asking them specifically, what are the pros and cons of peer review? Should we trust it? Now, foundational to research, we just automatically assume we do trust it. But should we? I still do, but only when we can actually ask these questions. So I have a lot of students being able to take a wide range and go, I never thought about this. I didn't know about these challenges. I thought it was absolutely perfect, and now I see flaws in it, which then I can also further respond to and say, and that is exactly why we ask for so much detail in assignments, in reports, in articles. So even if something gets through a peer review process, now any end reader can have that critical thinking eye and continue to look. Now, I've helped them challenge our status quo of assuming that peer review is the end-all be-all, still value it because it's better than the alternative in many cases, and continue to build up, in my mind, critical thinking and their ability to ask questions and find evidence behind that, being able to communicate those ideas and lay that foundation. That gets, I think, to this last part of encouraging the process of validating ideas and hypotheses. Sometimes people will just say, this is what I think will happen, or I want to prove X. And I have to provide that feedback and say, research, especially again in my world, research is not about proving things. It's about gaining information. And you have a hypothesis. Why is that your hypothesis? Have we thought through the why? And that, I think, is a big theme around challenger safety, around all of these themes, is continuing to ask the why.